Howdy guys, and welcome back. So guys, welcome to the first character review, I guess. Right here I have my boy Dean, and we're just going to look at him stat-wise and probably skill-wise, and I just give you guys my thoughts on him. So Dean is our starting warrior, which is essentially a tank if you don't know, and looking at his stats, I did just put up a tier list on Reddit too. I'll link that below if I remember, but stat-wise, I mean, he's nothing extraordinary. Nothing extraordinary. He is kind of the weaker tank, but again, he's here to be a tank and not really throw out a whole bunch of DPS. But for the most part, he can survive quite well. There's nothing I can really comment on him because, you know, he is the starting character. So let's go over here and see if I can pull up his skills so we have just a better idea of how they work in case you were curious about it, or in case you didn't know. Probably need to find like a super duper like weak area. So let me go over here. And so since Dean is your starting character, of course he's not going to have the, you know, the best stats in the game. He's not going to be top tier right off the bat because that would just highly be unfair. Let me change out my squad. Make sure it's not on auto. That way we can just see what he does and how he does it. No. Okay, so that was his AoE. So alright, with Dean, I'm not sure. I think with most other characters they have 2 skills per skill besides their like main super move right here. Dean's first skill over here to the very right is like a charge in, and then he can like do like a slam down where some swords come up out the ground. So this is a really good closing move if I can get it to go. So as you can see, he closes in and then swords come out, so it's really good way to charge your moves in if you're trying to get a combo off of your characters. And it really helps to close the gap in between them. Next up, his second move is more like a shockwave, but it also comes with a barrier. In the beginning, it creates a barrier which essentially gives him a shield of HP. So if there's a boss coming and the boss has like a ton of HP and he's about to do like a tank buster on the whole entire squad, obviously if Dean can't move out the way, or you just have Dean there, you want to have the skill go off so he can tank that skill. And it also comes with like a wave pusher, which pushes the enemies back. I know I just killed him, but it pushes the enemies back. So if you know that you're about to get set up, like there's a whole bunch of monsters attacking the whole squad, go ahead and activate the barrier and just use the wave to press them back, because if not, they could obliterate you right there. They could kill your DPS or your healer, and just rest in peace to the squad. And then last but not least is his special, which is just a straight line AoE. It does fairly good damage. It doesn't really do anything else besides that though. I don't think there's any like knockback or any stun to it or whatever, but it's good for damage and is good for getting just a wave of enemies together, so that can help contribute to a small burst of DPS. But that's pretty much Dean. I mean, he is good at closing in targets. Obviously, he's a pretty fair tank. He's also good at pushing targets. And then his line AoE is pretty darn good as well with damage. The only issues I have with Dean, though, is that he doesn't really bring much AoE in the PvE environment, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to say that Dean might be, I mean, I could be wrong, but this is the first character review after all, but Dean might be more orientated towards PvP, because that dash in could really help. If you dashed in and then you did his wave and just press whoever was attacking your squad back, and then, or you somehow have everyone grouped up together and you do his AoE with the straight line through, I could see that being more of a PvP type situation. So I mean, Dean, there's nothing wrong with Dean if you have him. Obviously I've been building mine because he is who we start with, but it seems to me he may be a little bit more PvP PvP orientated, but we'll just have to find out. But that's pretty much the first review, you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will be doing more shortly. So thank you guys for watching.